Hello, welcome to Point of View. Today, I am going to talk about cheating. Cheating, American style. Today's focus will be on the politicians you elected that cheated and those still cheating on their spouse. In a tell-all memoir, the pornographic actor, Stormy Daniels, details salacious descriptions of her time with Donald Trump, wonders if he is fit to be president, and claims that he offered to cheat for her in his reality TV show. A copy of the book, Full Disclosure, obtained by The Guardian. In it, Daniels describes her mounting disbelief as Trump began to win primary contests in 2016 for the Republican presidential nomination. Former castmates, whom she had not heard from in years, but who had heard her story about sleeping with Trump in 2006, would call her up to marvel at the news. She had already been threatened once, years earlier, and warned never to tell the story about Trump, she has claimed. Those moments of fear and doubt, and Daniels' decision, on the eve of the election to sign a $130,000 hush agreement, hang around a detailed description of Daniels' alleged tryst with Trump at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, California. In the book, Daniels writes in sometimes excruciating detail about the president's genitals, and describes her disgust with herself for letting the scene play out. Trump has denied any affair with Daniels, although he admitted to personally reimbursing his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, for the money Daniels received in the hush agreement. Bill Clinton says, "Affair with Monica Lewinsky was to manage my anxieties and that, everybody's life has pressures," the former president says in new documentary. At the time, Lewinsky was an intern to Jennifer Palmieri, who was a special assistant at the White House Chief of Staff. Palmieri later went on to become communications director for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign in 2016. Bill Clinton says he felt uneasy about the fact that Lewinsky's name had become synonymous with the affair, often called the Monica Lewinsky scandal, explaining that he feels terrible her life had become defined by it. Initially, Bill Clinton didn't admit to the affair or any sexual activity with Lewinsky. When the former First Lady says she confronted her husband, she says, "He said, well, there's nothing to it. It's not true. He was adamant and he was convincing to me." She backed her husband publicly after allegations about the affair surfaced. "I defended and stood by him," she says. When her husband broke the news to her, she said, "I was just devastated. I was so, personally hurt," she adds. Bill Clinton claims that he now is a different, totally different person. "It was awful, what I did," he says. Monica Lewinsky shares details of falling for former President Bill Clinton. "I was struck, in a way that he had this ability to hold everybody that was there, not just young women, not just older women, but young men, older men, gay, straight, everybody is sort of starry-eyed in his presence. I kind of have to laugh at my younger self, but that is when my crush started." Lewinsky has always been reticent to publicly discuss her affair with the president, a scandal that rocked the world in the mid-90s, but she shared some of the details of how she fell for Clinton in a new 6-part documentary, The Clinton Affair, premiering November 18 on A&E. The documentary traces the events leading up to Clinton's impeachment trial, but much of the focus centers around his fateful relationship with the then White House intern. Lewinsky, now 45, reflected back on her thoughts and feelings during intimate moments with the former president. "I don't talk about this very often, and I still feel uncomfortable talking about it, because I think it's one of those things where it's not as if it didn't register with me that he was the president. Obviously it did," she said. "But I think in one way, the moment we were actually in the back office for the first time, the truth is that I think it meant more to me that someone who other people desired me. However wrong it was, however misguided, for who I was in that very moment, at 22 years old, that is how it felt." Going back through the scandal 20 years later has been painful for Lewinsky, who has recently returned to the spotlight in a campaign against cyberbullying. "Do I wish I could erase my years in DC from memory, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind style? Well, is the sky blue? But I can't. And in order to move forward in the life I have, I must take risks, both professional and emotional, Lewinsky wrote in an op-ed for Vanity Fair. An important part of moving forward is excavating, often painfully, what has gone before, she wrote. We have come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe and let us know what you like to watch in the comment section. Goodbye, see you soon.